The NFL draft has come and gone, Josh, and we've covered day 1 and day 2. Absolute dynamite draft by Sully there. But what about day 3? These are usually the guys where you want to hit on at least 1 or 2 to help you build that roster up over time. So did he do it? He had plenty of picks to try, so we'll get into that in just a sec. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the 305 Gridiron. To my left, I got my boy, Josh, a.k.a. Aqua Ace. And I, of course, am Anthony Pinzona. We are the 305 Gridiron.
Let's go.
Your source for Miami Dolphins fandom news, notes, whatever the heck you want to call it. We're talking Miami Dolphins here at least twice a week, usually. So the NFL draft, Josh, happened last weekend. So it's Thursday now, so it's probably a week from today. And the Miami Dolphins had their first draft with John Eric Sullivan at GM, Jeff Hafley at head coach. We talked about rounds 1, 2, and 3 on Tuesday. Thought they nailed it out of the park on a lot of those picks there.
Agreed.
Now we got to get into day 3, which is rounds 4, 5, 6, and 7. We had a lot of picks here.
7
picks on day 3. We had 2 in the 4th round. 2 in the 5th round, or 3 in the 5th round.
2 in the 4th, 3 in the 5th.
3 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th, and 1 in the 7th. Okay, there we go.
And you know where you can find all that information?
I do, but can you remind me?
The 305gridiron.com, which is this amazing Miami Dolphin podcast, very own free website, loaded with information.
Yep, we got blurbs on every single one of our draft picks. We got grades. Most of them have fits with the Dolphins, fit scores as well. Not as important as our grade, though, because now we're grading the actual pick. And then we're trying our best to track all the undrafted signings, too. I know that Sully said probably between 10 and 12 guys. We have 10 up there right now, so we're probably pretty close to having that 100% accurate. But, yeah, that's where I go for all the information because it's really the easiest place.
Yep, and it's not just draft stuff. We're talking transactions. We're talking eventually roster, maybe. And this is all of our videos and shows and recordings are on there as well. Like this is our website. It is free to each and every one of you. Go check it out.
Yeah, roster's in the works. Got to figure out a good design for it, though. That's always the hard part.
Yes.
How the hell do you put 90 guys on a page and not make it look cluttered?
You know who will figure it out?
This guy. Let's talk about drafting 90 players and figure out where to put them at this point. We 13 draft picks in this NFL draft, and we had no idea that they were actually going to make all 13 picks. Absolute insanity. Add on top of that 10 to 12 undrafted free agents, and you're talking about, I don't know, what is that, 25 players just from this draft alone, or from this college class, I should say. The roster was barren. We made some moves in free agency, but we only had so much money. So now we look at day 3. This is where you're trying to find your diamonds in the rough. This is where if one of these guys starts, that's a home run.
Like grand slam. If one of these guys starts. Yeah.
Especially if they start day 1.
Yeah. If 2 of these guys contribute on a regular basis, you've hit a home run.
I think we can find 2 that'll contribute on a regular basis in this group.
I think we might find more than 2.
We could. Let's start with linebacker Trey Moore out of Texas.
Yes.
I think it is. Yeah. So out of Texas, he's an edge rusher. I got to be honest, I didn't know much about this when we got on. We were like the 30th pick of the 4th round. So when the draft started on day 3, we were waiting for a while.
Snooze fest. Yeah.
Yeah. You gave this. I'm going to say you for most of these because I did not contribute a lot to these day 3 picks. I apologize. But you gave this one a B. What do you like about Trey Moore?
Trey Moore, I think, has potential. And again, that's a word you will hear quite often. Potential. Before I get into this, I meant to say something interesting factoid, if you will. We had 13 picks this year, one shy of the NFL record. 14 picks made in a draft, and you know who owns that record?
Who is it?
Us.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I think it's early 2000s. I don't have the date, but we made 14 picks in a single draft, so we were one shy of matching that. I thought that was a cool little nugget of Dolphins trivia. Getting back to Trey Moore, linebacker out of Texas, which is a state, if you've followed the draft, that we drafted quite a few players out of. We basically are
4 or 5, something like that.
It was 4, yeah.
Yeah.
2 out of Texas Tech, 2 out of Texas. And Trey Moore, 6'2", 243, so a little bit on the tweener side from a height standpoint, but perfect weight for an edge player. Strong pass rusher, double digit. In my opinion, he could reach double-digit TFLs every season. I mean, he's got that kind of high IQ. He's got edge and linebacker versatility, which I think is huge. He can play. I think very much a lesser Jalen Phillips, minus the injury, massive injury history, right? So he can line up on the edge as a true edge. He can drop into coverage. He's decent in coverage. He's got a really decent high motor and a really, really good bag of moves. He can go from power to speed. He can go from speed to power. He's got a swim move. He's got a rip through that I saw frequently on his tape. So, potential. Again, that's what you want in rounds 4, 5, 6, and 7. It's potential.
Yeah, you're not wrong. We're going to hear that word a lot because this is where you are drafting guys who just have potential, right? Most of them didn't either play a lot of games or didn't have a lot of production. And so you are drafting them based on what they could be, not necessarily on what they are. Still looking at height, weight, speed, athleticism, smarts, leadership, especially with this front office. So you know that you are drafting class acts all throughout the draft.
Yeah, this is one of those very obvious draft and develop kind of guys that Sully and Half talked about religiously. His first team all Big 12 last year. In 2024, he was Big 12 Defensive Newcomer of the Year, which is a very big prestigious award for incoming freshmen. And he was invited to the Senior Bowl and to the Combine. He was on watch lists for Lombardi and Bednarik awards. There were eyes on him, and I thought, if he can develop, I don't know if he's a starter or at least a regular starter, but he could contribute. And I think this guy will start as a special teams guy and then contribute in very situational kind of rush packages down the road, like as in late in the year.
Yeah, he will certainly have opportunity. I mean, we waited far too long to take an edge rusher, in my opinion. Agreed. But maybe the guys just weren't there. But Chop Robinson and Josh Uche are the penciled in starters right now. Plenty of competition behind them. We took the youngster David Ajabo from Baltimore, who's got a lot of upside. We got Trey Moore now with a lot of upside. Robert Beal Jr. out of San Francisco, right? Our edge room, there is 8 players deep, it looks like. No, 10 players deep. And it's just 10 upside players, really.
Balls of clay.
Yeah. I mean, it's wide open, that competition.
Yeah.
I'm not parting anybody on that sheet and marker, not even Chop.
No, agreed. And I think this room is very reminiscent of what the D lineman room was last year.
Yeah.
We had a bunch of young guys, a couple vets, and you were like, show us what you got.
Right.
I mean, if you play well, you're going to make the team, right? If you practice well, you're going to make the team. If you show out in preseason, you're going to make this team. This is up to Trey Moore if he makes this team.
Yeah. And that's all to say, Trey Moore, surprise us, buddy.
Please.
If you're starting over Uche or Robinson, I'll be impressed.
Same.
Because right now I think those guys are the cream of the crop when it comes to our rushing room.
Some questionable cream, buddy.
Let's
get to the next one.
Cream's a little overcooked on that one.
Yeah. And we gave this a B. I don't know if you mentioned that. Sorry.
I don't believe I did. Yeah, we gave that one a B. You'll notice that the late round ones mostly got good grades because
not all
mostly upside picks. Not all. Well, you didn't grade all of them. I gave most of them good picks.
Yeah.
Good grades. The next one we gave a great pick because we mentioned it in the first show. We took 2 linebackers in this draft, and it was 2 linebackers that we were incredibly high on. We didn't get the safety from this duo. Remember, we talked about early on in our show, there was a duo during the Senior Bowl that McShay had named Lewis and Clark. It was Kyle Lewis, the linebacker, and Bud Clark,
yeah,
the safety. Cool. Bud Clark ends up going in the 2nd round, which I didn't see that coming.
I had a 3rd round grade on him, I think.
But we did end up drafting Kyle Lewis, which was another huge uproar of text messages from our group chat because this is a guy we absolutely love because he is a linebacker safety hybrid. And Jeff Hafley has already stated that he's going to use him that way. So an incredibly versatile player, incredibly smart player coming out of Pittsburgh. 6'1", 220 pounds. So you can see he's like right in between sizes of a safety and a linebacker there. This to me, I'd be shocked. I know he's a end of the 4th round, pick 38 in the 4th round, end of the 4th round pick. I'd be shocked if he doesn't make considerable contribution to our team this year.
Oh, I mean, I could see a world in which he might not be the day 1 starter, but he's a day 1 50% snap taker.
Yeah,
because he can fall into. I think he's primarily going to play linebacker, but he can drop into safety if needed. He can play in the big nickel packages that we talked about all last year, wanting to see from Wheeler that we never did. Yeah, he can rush. He can drop in coverage. This was our fallback because we said there's no fucking way we are lucky enough that Rodriguez falls to us,
right?
Or if he does, that we're lucky enough for this team to draft him,
right?
Well. Joke's on us because they did.
We
said, okay, well, in the later rounds, and we would take them in round 3, early round 4 in our mock drafts. Go to the 305gridiron.com. You can see all of our previous mock drafts. So, we're not lying. And Kyle Lewis was this is the perfect kind of B tier, if you will, to J-Rod's A tier pairing to make for Jordan Brooks, because this guy is a pure sideline to sideline coverage linebacker, which is awesome. He's got speed. His closing speed is insane. And I do think that with some dev and some, meeting of potential in a year or two, this guy could be starting for us. And you said it early on in the last show that we had. Maybe the fact that we have both of these guys being Kyle Lewis and J-Rod, maybe we don't need to re-sign Brooks, which I think now we would then have 2 of the same type players. Yeah. But I loved this pick, and to your point, our chat went nuts.
Yeah. By the way, if you're on their website and you're like, well, why do you have him listed as a safety? That's how Miami drafted him. They drafted safety Kyle Lewis, which was interesting because if you were watching the player personnel interviews from the Dolphins, they kept saying linebacker, linebacker, linebacker. I'm like, well, you drafted him as a safety.
Yeah, you put safety. I really do think it should be linebacker because that's what he played at Pitt. But he was a captain. I mean, I don't know if you want to go through some of his accolades.
Yeah, 1st team All ACC in last year, 3rd team All American based on the Associated Press from last year. The Ronnie Lott Impact Trophy watch list, Buckus Award watch list, Bednarik Award watch list. If you remember, those were like the best player at linebacker and the best defensive player, I'm pretty sure.
Yep. All of which his teammate won.
Which Jacob Rodriguez won. Yeah. So he was a runner-up. And he was invited to the Senior Bowl where he balled out. Absolutely. Was like many people labeled him the top performer in the Senior Bowl. And of course ended up going to the Combine as well and showed off his skills there.
Yeah, and I'll say the story again. I'll make it a shorter version. I said it on the last show when we were talking about J-Rod. The guys from what was PFF? Remind me their names.
It's Steven something. I don't remember the other name.
They have a podcast. They're amazing. Go check them out. They have their own podcast. And they broke down all of this. They gave our entire draft an A-, but they specifically focused on both of our linebackers, J-Rod and Kyle Lewis. In the Senior Bowl, they said that they're in the running back versus linebacker drill where the running back rolls out like he's rolling out in between the guard and the tackle to go catch a pass. Think Texas route in Madden. But it's a choice route. So once the running back hits the linebacker, the running back chooses right or left, makes a hard cut, and it's the linebacker's responsibility to coverage and try to get the ball away. Kyle Lewis, go ahead.
No, finish your thought.
Kyle Lewis and J-Rod, according to these podcasters, these media guys,
Steve Palazzolo and Sam Munson, by the way.
those guys,
Yep.
very respected in the industry. We're at PFF, started their own thing after PFF kind of fell
They built
apart.
PFF.
They built PFF and then it fell apart, right?
They ended up leaving to join the 33rd team where they started the Check the Mic podcast.
Yeah, it was on the Check the Mic podcast. Thank you so much. I just want to make sure I'm giving them credit. They said that in that drill, the best 2 linebackers that they have seen do this drill in the history that they've been watching the Senior Bowl. That is not to be taken lightly. In the history of them watching the Senior Bowl were Kyle Lewis and J-Rod. And they said, and I'm paraphrasing, I don't think that they lost a single rep against the running back.
Absolutely crazy.
That should tell you how good these 2 players are.
Yeah, I can't wait to see these guys on the field. Honestly, I'm going to be locked on to Kyle Lewis and Jacob Rodriguez, especially. Hey, since Kyle Lewis is listed as a safety, technically speaking, we took 2 safeties in a row. So at the 18th pick in the 5th round, 158th overall, we headed back down to Texas, and we took safety Michael Taaffe from the Longhorns. He stands at 5'11", 190 pounds. He has a very, very good opportunity to get some meaningful playing time in a safety room that is currently led by Dante Trader Jr. and Lonnie Johnson Jr.
Yeah, I think this guy starts. This is my bold take from the draft. I think it's very easy to say, well, Proctor and Johnson and Rodriguez.
Oh, you don't say the first round picks are going to start. What do you?
I think Michael Taaffe at the end of the preseason starts week 1.
So does he start over Trader or over Johnson?
Over Trader.
Okay.
And that's not a slight on Trader. I think Trader's very good, but Michael Taaffe is a true free safety. He's not a strong safety. He is a genuine field general, backline defense, smart, instinctive, strong communicator, captain type level player. That is not to say that he's going to instantly become a top 10 safety in this league. But as a 5th round pick 158, he's 5'11", 190. He'll probably need to bulk up a little bit. He could be a starter in the NFL, and I think he will. You told a story last show about something you heard about Taaffe. Could you share it again? Because I can't remember it.
Yeah. So after he was drafted, Arch Manning came out and it was like, Michael Taaffe taught me everything I know about leadership. He's like the greatest leader I ever worked with. He was an amazing human being. And he's like, I really hope he balls out because he's one of my favorite people.
Yeah. And it was all unprompted from what I understand.
Yeah.
So do I think he could be a green dot player? Sure. But I think that'll probably be, if I had to guess a player on this team, that'll either be Brooks or Rodriguez to wear the green dot. Maybe Brooks to start, Rodriguez to finish. But Michael Taaffe, that is my hot take. Rubber stamp this. You had one earlier. I have this one. I think Michael Taaffe starts day 1.
There you go. 5th round picks on this team have a pretty good track record if you include last year. Jason Marshall Jr. and Dante Trader Jr. both significant playing time as 5th round picks last year. So Jordan Phillips as well got some playing time. He was in the 5th round.
Yeah.
Wait, we had 3 5th round picks 2 years in a row? That's insane. Yeah. I never knew the 5th round was going to make such an impact on the Miami Dolphins. I don't have much more to say about Michael Taaffe. No. Highly decorated, tons of awards listed here. Was at the Senior Bowl, was at the Combine again. Biggest thing for him is that his leadership. You know, can he play? Right. Yeah. Can he play good enough to be a starter? Because we know the leadership and it won't be a question mark.
Right? Yep. Exactly.
Next pick in the 5th round, pick 37, 177th overall. Josh, I think we ended up giving this a C, but we may have been a little.
Yeah.
I think we're a little down on this. Maybe a B.
I think it's a B. I think I think we were down on it.
It's Kevin Coleman Jr. out of Mizzou, 5'10", 179-pound wide receiver, tiny guy, but incredibly shifty. Honestly, watching his tape reminded me a lot of Tyreek. I wouldn't be surprised if he watches a lot of Tyreek Hill because you could see the mimicry. Good kick returner, probably will stick as a special teams contributor right away with the potential to battle it out with Tutu Atwell and Malik Washington for that slot role.
Yeah, I think nailed it. Kevin Coleman Jr. was a player at Florida State. I'm a Florida State grad. You guys know this. I love Florida State. I love everything about Florida State. And Kevin Coleman Jr. played for us for I think a year, and then transferred out because there was a whole shift change and stuff. And I think you're right. I think he makes his imprint on this team. I think he makes the team. I don't know if that's a hot take as a 5th round pick.
Played for 4 different teams, by the way. College is nuts all of a sudden.
Yeah. Yep. But really, I do think he makes the team because we're devoid of talent, but I do think he probably doesn't see a lot in the receiving game. I think he's going to start and contribute in some capacity, as you said, in the return game, right? So as a punt and kickoff returner, he's got good hands. He's twitchy as hell. He's got yak upside, yards after catch, for those of you that don't know football acronyms. And his separation is bananas. He's very twitchy. He reminds me a lot, to your point, of like, he's got Taj / Tyreek Hill type shiftiness. And as a smaller guy, it'd be really interesting to see what he does in the return game.
I would bet we are talking about him in our preseason reaction episodes as like, can you believe this?
He's 70-yard returner.
He's absolutely going to light up one of the preseason games, either as a receiver or as a returner, and we're going to go absolutely nuts because he just has that kind of playmaking ability.
Yeah, agreed. And that's why I think we were probably a little too hasty. I was probably a little too hasty, I guess, to give him a C. I think it's probably a B given his talent, upside, and where he was drafted, but we'll fix it on the website.
Yeah, I don't even know what else to say about that. I think the kick returner spot is wide open, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't re-sign D. Eskridge, so we're looking at just Malik. And Malik's a pretty average return man. So I think that, Coleman has an opportunity to really snatch that up. It won't be easy. Malik does have returns for touchdowns on his resume, which will carry a lot of weight with the new coaching staff. So he will have to be impressive. But I do think there's a spot, not only because he could be better than Malik, but because Malik may be the wide receiver 1. I don't know that you want your wide receiver 1 returning kicks.
Well, I doubt Malik's wide receiver 1, but I see your point. Yeah.
But he has, right now he has the opportunity to be.
Sure. Yes. Everyone has the 100%.
Yeah.
Yes. Here's where we differ.
And I don't know that it's a strong disagreement because it's a player that almost nobody knows a lot about because he's in the International Pathways program. Tight end Seydou Traore out of England.
Yeah.
Out of England. He's the first International Pathway program player to be drafted in the NFL. If you're unaware, the International Pathway program is a program that the NFL put together to get people who don't live in America an opportunity to play football. So it's an entire program. Teams typically can have these guys on the roster without it counting towards a roster spot. I don't know if that's true if you draft a guy, but we'll have to look into that.
Yeah, because we had one. We had like an offensive lineman or defensive lineman or something for a couple of years.
Yeah.
I forgot what his name was.
So I think he plays tight end. He played for Mississippi State. He's 6'4", 235 pounds.
Good
the
size.
allure to me is just that. He sits at 6'4", 235. Just looking at him, the build reminds me of Marcus Colston, who ended up eventually moving out to wide receiver, but he started his NFL career as, I believe, a 7th round tight end. So it just, I don't know. For whatever reason, my mind made that connection. I just think it's the 40th pick in the 5th round.
Yeah.
Sure. This is a absolute shot in the dark. Nobody knows what we're going to get out of him. He's an incredibly raw football player, right? But to me, at this point in the draft, this is the kind of shot I like to see taken.
Yeah, look, I sadly gave this a D because I think you're still in the 5th round. Yes, this was a pick that we didn't have. This is one that we received in the Dallas trade.
Yeah, it's a compensatory pick.
It's kind of one of those things where it's like, well, we didn't have something here, so let's just take somebody we think we might be able to develop. Yeah, I understand all of that. I just think, I don't know, like, is there his highlight reel shows some versatility. He's not a blocker at all. He's more of a receiving tight end. He's a red zone guy at 6'4". Yes. Do I think he sees the field ever? Probably not, unless there's an injury, at least in year
I
one.
mean, I do if Dolchik goes down.
I mean, true, right? I know I make sure to put an asterisk next to it. If there's an injury, sure, I understand. And I don't want to shit on a guy because you never know how he's going to develop. Maybe he's the next, receiving tight end for the Miami Dolphins. You just don't know. I don't know. I think I gave this such a low grade because I just don't know anything about him. And I quickly, over the last day and a half, kind of went and watched film on him or tape and highlights and read up on him and watched interviews. And sure, I guess.
I mean, if he can take his size and speed and actually do something with it and like show he's an actual good football player, he probably is pretty pumped for the spot he landed in because our tight end room isn't exactly packed.
You're not lying. And look, and none of what I'm trying to say is like, I hope he fails.
Yeah.
I would love nothing more than for this guy to turn out to be a contributing member of our team. Do I see it? I don't know. We'll see.
He's
right?
very. I mean, he's the definition of a developmental prospect.
100%. And if we can stash him on the practice squad for a year or two and see how he develops, cool. If he develops into half of the year one and gets on the field, great. And if he fizzles out, well, I'm cool.
Just to give people some idea of what we have at tight end. I mean, our Lads literally has Seydou listed as the tight end 3. That's how bad the tight end room is right now. Because we have Ben Sims, Cole Turner, Zach Kuntz, Jalen Conyers, Greg Dolchik, and then the 2 rookies, Will Kakmarek and Seydou Traore, or Traore, whatever. So, hey, opportunity is there for the kid to show up and ball out and try to make himself the next Marcus Colston. That's a lot of pressure because Marcus Colston comes around once every 20 years.
Agreed. And I think my reservation is I guarantee you this guy would have been available in round 7. So I just don't know why you took him at round 5. It's the very same argument in a way at a very smaller level than, when we took Caleb Douglas at pick 75 in round 3. It's like he probably would have been there, at pick 94. You know what I mean?
Would have been a nice spot to see them grab Taylor Green here, to be honest. He goes 2 picks later.
I mean, I'm just saying, right? Yeah. There were other players that I think I probably would have liked to see us take. But you know what? I'm not going to shit on it. He's a Miami Dolphin. I'm going to support him. Hope he does well. Hope he pans out.
I think that's the only one for me. I would have liked to see Taylor Green here. That's the only one that I look at and I'm like, oh, man. You took the high upside potential tight end instead of the high upside potential quarterback.
Yeah.
I think I'd rather have the high upside potential quarterback, right? On the website, it's a D. I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna leave it at a D. We'll see if we have to eat crow on that. We love eating crow around here.
Oh yeah, it tastes delicious.
It's our favorite meal.
A little bit of jerk seasoning on it.
Now we move into the middle of the 6th round, pick 19. I don't remember who we got this pick from. It's not ours, but we end up going with an offensive guard, DJ Campbell, once again, out of Texas. Somebody asked John Eric Sullivan about that. He's like, no, it's just a coincidence. We didn't specifically go
5. You were right. I said 4. You said 5. You were right.
Oh, did I? Yeah. He was like, we didn't specifically go we need all Texas guys. It's like, it's just, it's just a coincidence, but it was pretty funny, I would say.
I love it. As somebody born in Dallas, I love it.
So DJ Campbell adds another piece to the offensive line, obviously not as highly touted or as highly talented as the first piece we added in Caden Proctor. But given the guard room, again, there's a trend here, not very well stacked. He does have opportunity here to potentially make the team. Offensive linemen, I feel like, you tell me if you think I'm wrong here, I think late round offensive linemen have the best opportunity of any position to end up making the team.
Agreed. 100%. Yeah, because I think, again, outside of the flashy top 2 rounds, you can get yourself a serviceable backup, a quality level starter if you hit it, 6, 7, 8, or 6 round 6 or 7. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think with DJ Campbell, 6'3", 313, you're starting to see a trend. That's what we've been saying this entire draft. There's a trend.
Yep.
These guys have a type. And look, and I love it. It's no longer, you said this last show, there's no more tweeners. right?
Yeah.
We're not signing or drafting 6'2", 6'3", 285-pound linemen that are fast as shit. We're taking, the guys that have meat and potatoes in between their their knees and their elbows, right?
Yep.
And I think the downside to DJ Campbell is he's a lot of leg.
Yeah.
Right. So it feels like his torso, his hips come up to under his nipples, and then it's just short torso.
He looks real disproportionate.
Yeah.
Even the picture I put on the website, it's just,
but I'll say
weird body type.
I'll say this: he's a powerful interior blocker. He played at Texas, right? Multi-year starter at a massive school. Strong in the run game. That's where his strength is in the run game. Which, as a guard, it's what you expect.
Yep.
First team All Big Ten last year. Big 12 Offensive Lineman of the Year finalists. So I think there's 3 finalists every year. He was one of those 3. Senior Bowl invitee, NFL Combine. Joe Moore Awards semifinalist this year, awarded to the nation's top offensive line unit. So that whole line, he was part of that unit. He was early on the Lombardi and the Outland Trophy watch list. He was a team captain at Texas.
That's the thing, man. They have a type. Big dudes who are captains and leaders.
I'll tell you what. I gave it a B because I do. Yeah. I mean, because of the players we drafted and because of, Texas. It's a school that usually pumps out NFL talent. You watch Texas a lot, and I'll tell you what, he's a hell of a guard. He really, really is. There's a reason he was drafted in the 6th round. Let's be real. But what did we say at the beginning of the show? You're going to hear this a lot. There's a shitload of potential with this guy, and it would not surprise me if he's one of the 6 or 7 or 8 offensive linemen that are on the final roster.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to see a lot of people from this draft class make the roster, and a lot of them are going to play.
Yeah,
and the goal is to get 4 or 5 of them to hit, and then next year get another 4 or 5 to hit.
Yep.
And now you got a team starting to look like a team here.
And going into next year, we'll have over $100 million to spend in free agency, so we can bolster all of this young talent with key veteran additions. The following year in 2028, we're going to have over $100 million to spend again. So, I mean, if we can hit on this, that's why this draft was so important. And you and I said it. If we can hit on 4 or 5 of these players to be key contributors and 1 or 2 other ones to be just, rotational level contributions.
Solid depth, yeah.
Bro, home run.
The last pick we made in the 7th round, 22nd pick of the round, 238th overall. Again, another big school and another big player. 6'6", 258-pound edge rusher, Max Llewellyn out of Iowa. We gave this a C. He's very much a developmental guy. But if you look at the description of the player,
read it.
He has the frame and work ethic teams look for when betting on late round edge talent. He's just not consistent yet. He doesn't have all his moves. He doesn't have a full set of moves. He needs coaching.
Yep.
But his work ethic, his leadership, that's what they're looking for. And these are the type of guys, I think everybody they drafted is the type of guy who's they're going to be racing each other to get to the facility first.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be I guarantee you it's going to be a competition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was talking about that? So I was watching, and part of the draft thing, they were talking about that, where it's like somebody was trying to get to the facility first. Somebody else kept getting there first. So they both just kept moving up the time to the point they were both there at like 3:30 in the morning.
That was our head coach.
Was it?
Yeah. At whatever, where the school he was sleeping at for 2 years.
Yeah.
He was sleeping under his desk. He's like, the head coach would get there early. And that's why I started sleeping there, because I wanted to beat him in every day so he would see that I was dedicated, and then it turned into a competition.
Too funny. I mean, that's what these players are going to be doing. Max Llewellyn, what are your thoughts on him? I actually really like this move in the 7th round. I mean, you get a guy who could potentially rush the quarterback.
Yeah, look, I think, again, it's a depth piece, right? Yeah. This is a ball of clay. That's 6'6", 258. One thing that this regime has said since coming in is one thing you can't teach, and one thing that never goes away is height.
Yeah.
Is being big, right? You can coach up talent. You can coach up technique. You can't coach somebody that's 6'4" to be 6'6". Right? And this, I mean, you got to This is a very high quality ball of clay. He's coming from a school that routinely puts pass rushers into the NFL, that continuously puts linebackers into the NFL. I don't know. I'm not saying he's going to be a huge piece or that he'll even succeed or contribute. But I do think, to your point, when you're cashing in those lottery tickets in round 7 specifically, you took a good swing, right?
Dude,
Better than anything.
I wish I could share. I'm on the other screen here.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could share. Go check out his freshman year photo compared to his final year. It doesn't even look like the same guy.
Oh, really? What did you just type in his name?
I just typed his name into the images search. Yeah, it's wild. He looks completely different. But yeah, I'm pumped to get this guy. While you look that up,
it's all mustaches too, by the way. Everyone we draft has a mustache.
It's the all mustache team. Yeah.
All we were missing, man, was the silver stallion himself who went to Pittsburgh.
All right, so that'll do it for the actual NFL draft. But as you may or may not know, after the draft is over, all the players who remain from college who did not get drafted ended up going into a pool of players who are immediately available to be picked up. We call these UDFAs, which stands for undrafted free agents. And the Miami Dolphins have signed quite a few. One thing we won't say for every one of these picks is that they are developmental players because no shit, they're undrafted free agents. They're all developmental players. So
do you want to hit all of them or do you want to talk about the ones we like?
I was just going to name them all, and then we'll come back to it.
Cool. Let's do it.
Yeah, so edge rusher Rodney McGraw out of Western Michigan, wide receiver Romello Brinson out of SMU, wide receiver Donovan McCulley out of Michigan. Fun fact there, he's a converted quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Safety Lewis Moore out of Indiana, center Jim Boniface out of Iowa State, defensive tackle Renee Conga out of Louisville, running back Le'Veon Moss out of Texas A&M.
Crazy.
Yeah. Running back Anthony Hankerson out of Oregon State. Quarterback Mark Gronowski, not Gronkowski, Gronowski out of Iowa. And then linebacker Mason Rager out of Wisconsin. Who do you want to talk about?
I mean, really, I think there's some potential with like the Donovan McCulley, who was the wide receiver out of Michigan, 6'5", big guy, huge catch radius, right?
He was the quarterback for Indiana, I think, before Mendoza took his job. Yeah,
he was. But that's not one of the guys I want to talk about. I think, there can be, there's some excitement around Rodney McGraw to Western Michigan, the edge. There are 3 players on this list that I personally am excited about because I do think all 3 of them could make the team. And I think the first one, which I think was the best one, in my opinion, was the safety out of Indiana, Lewis Moore. Strong tackling profile, special teams value immediately. Physical downhill safety. He is the strong safety to Michael Taaffe's free safety, if you will, right? Played on a national championship team in college. Really excelled in the run support aspect of being a strong safety. Not going to give you much in interceptions or anything like that because he's mostly a box safety. But I do think, coming from a big program that won the national championship, playing in big games, he made his impact felt specifically in the national championship game. And I do think he brings that pedigree to this team. He was a voice in the locker room from everything that I've read. The other one is running back Le'Veon Moss out of Texas A&M. He is the kind of thunder to, any lightning that we have. I hate using that terminology for running back duos, but he is a big boy, powerful downhill runner. His contact balance is insane. I mean, it takes 2 or 3 guys to take him down. It was really, coming from A&M, he actually played, I think, or came in right as Achane was leaving. Like, they know each other. So I think that's a really cool thing too.
Yeah, that is cool.
He instantly is a short yardage back and gives you that short yardage value should he make the team and play. And then last but not least for me, it's Mason Rager out of Wisconsin. Wisconsin churns and burns linebackers in the NFL. He's trying to think of how to say this, the Brooks type linebacker, not the J-Rod or Kyle Lewis coverage linebacker.
So more of a on the
run
the
defender.
line, run defender.
Yeah.
That's. I don't know anything about any of these guys. I just kind of did a little write up. So I was working with AI to kind of find me some information on them.
Mm-hmm.
I will say Gronowski interests me because I'm just generally interested in quarterbacks. So when I see a quarterback on there, I want to see more. Says
How
he's
many
a
games
leader.
did he play?
Says he's a winner. Let's see. Let's go look him up.
Because I don't know much about him, so maybe I should, be excited about him.
Mark Gronowski. If we go take a look at his stats.
Mike Swatkowski.
So he only played 1 year at Iowa. He was at San Diego State for 4 years. So he's a 5-year player.
Oh, okay. Experienced. Yeah.
His third year, his junior year at San Diego State, he threw for 3,000 yards with 29 touchdowns to 5 picks.
Okay.
His 1 year at Iowa, just 1,700 yards, 10 touchdowns, 7 interceptions.
Yikes. That's not good. Elevation in competition did not do him well. How tall is he?
Lot.
Is he a big guy?
Runs a lot. 6'2", 235.
Okay.
But 545 yards rushing in 2025 with 16 rushing touchdowns, by the way.
Shit.
That's crazy.
It's kind of like is he a white guy?
Yeah.
He's kind of like a white Malik Willis.
Kind of.
Right?
More running back than quarterback, it seems. Yeah. But at least he showed he could throw at San Diego State, but obviously, I don't know if Iowa asked him to throw. I have no idea. 63% completion percentage. Only 6.6 yards per attempt, which tells me that maybe they were just a running team.
Well, it's Iowa. That makes sense.
Yeah. 16 rushing touchdowns.
That's wild.
It's not even that crazy. That's the third time he hit double-digit rushing touchdowns in his career.
Okay, so there's special teams at least. You put him as the snap holder on the field goal unit. You can just have him.
As Taylor would put it, he's like, "Oh, that's our Taysom Hill."
Yeah, exactly.
Anthony Hankerson had an interesting, background too. I feel like could be an explosive runner, but if we needed a running back, which we don't, really, I think the opportunity for all these guys is just to put some tape up there. If any one of these guys hits, given that we had 13 draft picks, that's insane. I don't think they have a very easy shot to making the roster here. So good luck to them.
Absolutely.
Good luck to them. All right, that'll do it for our draft recap, dude. I can't believe it. NFL draft, we've been covering it for 2 months now, and this is our last NFL draft show. Any final words you'd like to give to the people on the
sad that it's over.
NFL draft? Yeah.
It's so sad that it's over because it's I think I can honestly speak for you, our favorite time of the year as Dolphins fans.
Yeah.
Mainly because it's the only time of the year that we have hope, usually over the last 2 decades. Hopefully this regime brings us into a new era of being excited about in-season football as opposed to off-season content. But yeah, no, I think, high level, I think they did very well in this draft. I think they had a type, they had conviction, they made some smart picks, they made some what seemed to be early reaches, but maybe we're wrong. But again, with conviction. And overall, I think they did a very good job. I'm a big fan of this draft, more so than most. And I'm excited to see how it all plays out. And I think that's kind of what's exciting about this time is the work that you and I do in our own analysis of these players. I get very excited to then see how and where they get drafted, which we actually called quite a few of these guys to Miami and mocked them to Miami and had opinions of them that seemed to be matching what the front office and this new regime has. But then I like what do they do next? How do they practice? What does rookie mini camp look like? What is the buzz? Who's starting? Who's not starting? Who's looking good? That stuff I salivate thinking about it because it's the new era of the Miami Dolphins. And I think if for all indications, there's some very good new era Miami Dolphins that are getting added to this team.
I mean, that's why the offseason for us, at least, has been such a enjoyable time to make content. It's the intrigue, right? It's all the question marks. It's all the what ifs. It's the clean slate that we finally got our complete clean slate, GM, coach, all of it, right?
And we happen to like the guys that they chose.
Right. I mean, it just felt like they put in the past, I feel like we thought they didn't put the appropriate amount of effort into finding a GM and a coach.
Mhm.
It felt very lackadaisical. It felt very just
Last
get somebody
minute.
in the door.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mike McDaniel hiring when nobody else wanted him, right? Like it just,
Who?
Chris Greer gets hired just because he happened to be in the building.
It's a good day to be in the office.
Right. Like it's absolutely insane. So like they went out there, they did a hunt for a GM.
Mhm.
It didn't take them a long time, but they interviewed a lot of people. They just went and talked to a lot of people.
Mhm.
And then Sully comes in, he does the head coaching search, and he takes himself out of the equation for the Halfley interviews. Like everybody wants to be like, well, yeah, that's and myself included. I said it too. Like that's the obvious one, right?
Mhm.
The former Packer goes with the former Packer player personnel guy.
Mhm.
But Sully took himself out of the equation. He said, I like this guy.
I didn't know that he did that. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie to you. That's so cool.
Yeah, he said to everybody, because Troy Aikman was there, Dan Marino
Yeah.
was there, like they were all doing interviews, right? So he's like, I really like this guy. I want to see what you guys think about him. And like he took himself out.
Like he didn't even go into the interview.
He did an interview himself, but
Of
like
course.
he didn't do a
Yeah.
group interview with them. He let them
That's
interview
cool.
him
That's so
separate.
cool.
Yeah. Because he didn't want to sway their opinion. So I just think the whole process is way better, and I'm just super excited to be a Dolphins fan this year, which isn't always the case, honestly.
Yeah, exactly.
I have 2 of these playoff shirts because it's the only time in my life they made the damn playoffs, right? I mean, it's same with you, and
Yeah.
it's just exciting. It's exciting to be building things the right way. I know that we're probably, in all likelihood, we're not going to have a good team this year. Maybe they surprise us, but I'm not going to go into it hoping they do.
Yeah, I'm not hoping for 9 wins. If we get 9 wins, amazing. Right.
But now, like the allure to me of the offseason, the draft, the free agency, all that is the intrigue and the storylines. And now we get to continue that because there's going to be so many camp battles, and we have no idea. We don't even know what type of defense they're running yet. We assume it's a 3-4, but we don't know for sure because they haven't actually said it. So it's just there's so much intrigue. There's going to be so many storylines. It's going to be so exciting, and the content for this time of year is so much more fun.
Yeah, and I don't know about you, but it kind of feels like a breath of fresh air and a weight off our shoulders because look, we're not supposed to be good next year. We tore this thing down. We have historical amounts of dead cap. Our roster, I don't think there's anyone on this team really outside of some of the offensive linemen that and Achan that we'll recognize, right? I mean, Brooks, Sealer, 2 offensive linemen, and Achan.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so cool to be going into a season, and I know this is so counterintuitive as a fan, but going into a season with no expectations, no weight on your shoulders, no holy shit, we're going to war with Mike McDaniel. Oh my God. Jesus, we're fucked. Sideways. We're going in. We have adults in the room at every level of this organization. There's conviction. You can tell there's a plan. There's a vision. Whether or not we agree with it or whether or not it works, that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah, don't get us wrong. We're still going to disagree with a lot of shit they do.
Tons. We, as you watchers, as our beloved viewers know, we are super honest and very critical of this team. We don't wear rose-colored glasses. We call it like we see it. If they're fucking up, we're going to call it. We're going to call them out. If they're doing well, we're still going to call them out.
First year head coach, he's going to fuck up a lot.
Yeah, but he's not a first-time head coach, but he's a first-year head coach. And I think that is another big thing for us, is that what we wanted was someone that has done it before at any level. And he happened to do it at the college level and then came in and is now doing it at the pro level. And I think
they only left because of NIL. It's not like he was fired or anything like that. He just was like,
it's not football. Yeah. And all I can say is that it kind of allows us to sit back and enjoy the camp battles and enjoy the growing pains and enjoy the foundation of this entire franchise having been torn. And I'm not trying to wax poetic, but having been torn down to the studs, to the bolts and nuts and everything removed, and they're rebuilding it from the ground up. It just is nice to sit back and watch them build the house.
God, I hope it leads somewhere.
Yeah, same.
Oh man. All right, dude. So next week we start off-season content, which means that you and I are only recording once every 2 weeks. We're not entirely sure if you guys are going to see 2 episodes or 1 episode a week yet, but we will let you know. You'll know next week. First round of off-season content, though, we're going to put together our all-time favorite or all-time greatest.
All time. We're hitting the history books.
All-time greatest Dolphins team.
So of every era that
we
know.
watched.
Yeah. I mean, from I'd say late 80s to
we're
now.
40 years old. So
yes.
Greatest team in the last 40 years.
Yep. And we're gonna look at every position. We're gonna do a show on the offense and a show on the defense, and we're going to put a consensus. We're still deciding either a consensus team roster or we'll each have one of our who we think, 2 quarterbacks, 2 running backs, or maybe 1 quarterback, but each
Either
position.
way, it's gonna be fun. Yeah,
it's gonna be I'm so excited. It's one of the topics that we talked about. It kind of when we started this show, like, hey, this would be cool to let's put it in the back pocket.
We originally had this show scheduled for February.
Yeah,
we had to move it around because of some other stuff, but yeah, we've been pumped to do this for a while now.
Yeah, I'm super excited about this. Yeah, and it can be players that are on the current roster, all the way back to Dan Marino and that era, and it's just going to be so exciting to sit there and talk about and reminisce about, the best players to ever don the Dolphins jersey.
I can't wait to make my argument for Cleo Lemon. Here we go.
It's okay. Brian Hartline's in mine. No, I'm kidding.
All right, ladies and gents, thank you so much for watching this episode of the 305 Gridiron. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button below, and why not hit the like button while you're at it? Really appreciate it. Helps us out a ton. We're at 188 subscribers. We're just aiming for 250 by August 11th. That's not so bad. You can be one of the people who helps us. Head on over to the 305gridiron.com too if you want to see the offseason transactions, the full draft analysis, all the mock drafts we did. We think we did 5 total.
Something like that.
Like official mock drafts.
My big board.
The big board. The latest 10 episodes of the show is on there. And then during this summertime, I'll be working on getting it ready for the in-season content. So probably a roster, depth chart, stuff like that. Josh and I still have to work out those kinks, but don't worry, it'll be updated for in-season. So excited to get that going for you. But until
also, right before you log off, a little teaser. If you watch the show consistently, you may notice in the upcoming off season at some point, the show will have a brand new intro with a brand new custom song. It's going to be exciting.
Yes, sir. We talked about getting new backgrounds and stuff too for the new season. It's a new season. It's a new us.
So again, it's a facelift.
just to let you know, we're working on this shit constantly. So we're trying. We love new stuff as much as you guys do.
Yep, so. Exactly. Yeah, we're fickle little bitches when it comes to keeping the same thing for too long.
Give us the fancy new shit.
Yes.
All right, man. So for Josh, a.k.a. Aqua Ace over here to my left, I'm Anthony Pinzone. This has been another episode of the 305 Gridiron. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, fins up, baby.